Should have been a cowboy. Should have learned to rope and ride. With my six-shooter riding my pony on a cattle drive. Stealing a young girl's heart. Yeah, just like Gene and Roy sang a few rodeo songs. Yeah, I should have been a cowboy.
Howdy. I'd like to start today, if you let me, reading a poem that I wrote. It's called Good, The Yoke of Life Finally Quits. And it takes place in an egg carton in 2010. And it goes like this. Everyone asks me, what came first? The white chicken stares at me, wide-eyed and stupid. A masterpiece draped in a sloppy mess. Doesn't it know that I came first? God, you are the chicken coop beyond the bacon's understanding. From my days as a primordial soup, no one could cook me right. I host the zombies of the morning, throwing down unknown items into my yellow goo, like a garbage disposal. The life-given meaning of my name is lost when I become sunny side up. What they say must be true. I am incredible, but I am edible. No one knows that I will jump tonight. My life spilled on the floor. A simple mop will clean me up, soak me from the ground up, and they will call it a mess. Howdy, partners, and welcome to another cattle herding episode. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to show you a video before I get started. And yeah, you have probably seen this video and you're probably sick of it. But please indulge me, because if you haven't, then you have no idea why I just did what I did. And it's not going to make any sense. And if you are a cowboy and I did offend you, I apologize, because I respect your life greatly, and that was not my purpose. I'm merely making a point, and you'll see in a second. Watch the video. Be right back.
The National Endowment of Humanities is a reason we have in Northern Nevada every January the Cowboy Poetry Festival. Had that program not been around, the tens of thousands of people who come there every year would not exist.
Okay, so, yeah, that was hilarious. I was laughing hysterically the first time I heard it, but you might not know where that's from. They're debating on the floor, the floor about the budget. So Harry's making the case that, hey, you take money away from the humanities, which we'll talk about here in a second, then you're going to kill this cowboy poetry festival in Nevada that brings tens of thousands of people, apparently for tourism purposes and whatnot. So, okay, laughing aside, and not wondering how in the world he got reelected, what is he really saying? Because, look, he's got a purpose for saying that. He might be crazy, okay, but what is he saying? Listen again, real quick.
The National Endowment of Humanities is a reason we have in Northern Nevada every January the Cowboy Poetry Festival. Had that program not been around, the tens of thousands of people who come there every year would not exist.
So without the National Endowment for the Humanities, or NEH, apparently tens of thousands of people would not go to this festival in Nevada, and none of this, all this huge crowd, it wouldn't exist. It'd just disappear without NEH funding. That's what he's saying, right? But when he says it, he says the NEH, the NEH is a reason, not the reason. They don't go there because the NEH gives them money. They don't just go, oh, thanks for the money, now we'll do this. It was there before. When I did some research on the NEH and this Cowboy Festival, because it's not just in Nevada, I found that indeed the Poetry Festival is very popular and does bring a lot of people to Nevada. But here's the deal. What do you think of a cowboy when you think of, or what do you think of a cowboy? Do you think of someone who begs the government to establish programs and stipends that would help carry on the cowboy legacy? Or do you think of hardworking, self-sustaining men and women whose cultural longevity is based on tradition set up by individual families who get together maybe once a year in Nevada to celebrate the cowboy legacy and arts. Don't you think a cowboy, a true cowboy, would give the shirt off his back in order to save his country, including any amount of money? The fact that Harry Reid identified a government program to the sustainment of such a culture should be just as laughable as the quote itself. I dare say that this festival would live on without any government help. And to use this for a budget argument is yet more proof that powerful men in leadership positions such as him believe that government oversight and funding are what is best for America. The government can sustain culture. The government just apparently needs to sustain everybody, and without it, everything will fall apart. Life seems lost if the government isn't handing out money to any and every cause out there. While doing this research, I found the requested funding from President Obama for the national humanities. And the president request includes this: $102 million for the endowments, grant programs in support of research, preservation, public programming, and teaching in the humanities, including in that $40 million. Now I'm just rounding these down to the nearest millionth, for the operations, projects, and programs of the 56 state and territorial humanity councils. $4 million to support NEH special initiative, Bridging Cultures, that will enhance Americans' understanding of the nation's rich cultural heritage, as well as the cultural complexity of the world in which we live. Wait, isn't that the same as the first one? Okay. All right. Anyway, we're continuing. $11.5 million in funds to help stimulate and match private donations in support of humanities, institutions, and organizations. And last but not least, right, you need to pay these people $28 million for salaries and expenses needed to operate the agency, for a grand total of $146.2 million is requested. Now, as far as the Cowboy Poetry Festival, the highest grant received by them is $50,000. And that was in the mid-'80s, which was, ironically, when it first started. So that was the startup. It was back in the mid-'80s. So let me get this straight. Out of all the grants the humanities gave out, right, because they're asking $102 million for grants, so what else? They must be giving it to a lot of other people, too. Harry Reid decided to poke at this one, saying that $50,000 is too deep of a cut. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Thanks for watching. I'm proud of you to take back this country, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Thanks.
It ain't over till you say it.